Good evening, Raider Nation and you other football fans. This is a cover three show. Right now, it's going to be the cover 2.5 because Chuy won't make it. The other half is little Mara down there. She's so cute. Uh, so just representing Northern California and Southern California with my boy Raider Nation Jason. What's going on, Jason?
Doing good, man. Got the little one trying to get her to sleep today. So, hopefully bedtime is very, very soon.
Well, she probably know you're gonna be on camera and say, "Nah, I won't be on camera too. Then I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay wide awake." Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
she doing it for no. Yes, sir.
Let's see who's in. Let's see who's in the chat right quick. Some people already popped in. Sacktown popped in. What's up, Sack? Roshat.
Sacktown
What's
salute.
up?
Roshat.
Man, Rosetown's in there. Hey, Rosetown, what's going on, brother? Um, couple things to talk about. We're not gonna have a long show, so it's really nothing. We're gonna not beat the dead horse about their loss to Cleveland because I already predicted that anyway. But this is the way it is. Because I knew the offensive line was not going to be able to hold up against their defense front seven, and they proved me right. Um, the second thing is, of course, everybody wanted a certain person's head on a chopping block, and they got their wish. Tim Kelly's no longer a rare coach. What you guys say about that?
Yeah, remember, like I think last show I was saying, I think he's college down. I think a job's opening up, or it's already opened up, and he'll be okay. But yeah, he didn't fit us. Like every time, like when they would pan to the sideline, he didn't scream Raider. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. He's kind of set in his ways from what I hear. And for us, you gotta, we have the weapons. It's just you can't really blame him for the offensive line part of it, but just making things simpler for the quarterback was what I was upset at. Just not making it easy, knowing your line is not that good. Make it easy for your quarterback getting the ball out of his hands. And for some reason, we weren't able to do that. So, someone's got to go. Someone's got to take the blame. So it was Chip, and he'll be okay. He'll get him a job somewhere. Probably better position. Do well, but it takes a certain heart of a person to represent this shield and change this team. So salute him for trying, but it just wasn't a good fit at the time.
Well, he don't need a job for a couple more years because they're getting $18 million free money right now. So I don't know if they're gonna rescind it or how they're gonna work that out. But he had a 3-year contract, $6 million a year. So tell you what, the man won't go hungry anytime soon. So yeah, you can blame Chip Kelly, but or not blame him. There's a lot of finger pointing you can do right now. You can blame the offensive line. You can blame not, they're not being developed. They're not putting the season's over with. You might as well put the rookies out there because Caleb Rogers ready to come in. They yanked him back. Like, why'd you do that? Don't know. I don't know who made that call. I don't know if Benny Carroll made the call, Pete made the call, or Chip made that call. But I think that was pretty stupid. You gonna put Kappa, who can't block anything, at center? That made no sense at all to me. So they did that. So yeah, well, and then they did get touched on after the fact. But the point is, it's a perfect opportunity to get your guys in there to see what actually feel like in a real game. Get his jersey dirty. Get his feet wet. To see what it's like to face against a top notch defense. That would be good training for him to go against a top notch defensive line. He could have learned
Yeah.
something. He went back and back off season, look at tape like, whoo, how did this guy beat me? I see what I did wrong. I didn't step to the right side or whatever. So, you know, you blame Chip Kelly because some play calling was pretty bad, but it probably was that way because what can he do? He knew his line couldn't block. What's up, Jack Kenna? He knew that for Eagles, so some of the plays he wanted to run probably couldn't run.
He had some kind words for Gino on the way out. And he took it in stride, so I don't think he, cared too much. You get to spend time with your family for Thanksgiving without, the stresses. But yeah, it just for me, I think we need to stop with the big names. Cause we just all we do is just let them work a year and then we end up cutting them, paying them for 3 years. So let's just stop with the big names, man. Let's just stop because it's not working, and we keep. We owe so much money to so many people right now. It's hard to even tally. We had said that we had stopped, but every year we add somebody to the list. So yeah, it's just and the thing about firing Chip Kelly. If anybody thinks that there's going to be different results because we fired Chip Kelly, oh my goodness, you got a rude awakening because that O line hasn't changed. They're still the same size. Even Pete said it. He said, "Hey, we got the guys we got." You know what I'm saying? Like, basically letting you guys know that hey, you can only coach so much, but these guys are who they are, and that's good for this year. But next year things will change. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. So no, don't expect us to tear off 4 games in a row or 3 games just because we fired Chip Kelly because it's not gonna, unless the offensive line changes, like I always say, nothing's gonna change.
To your question, Sack Town, Chuy won't be here tonight. He has family in town, so they get ready for the holidays. So he won't be here tonight. And but we're not gonna stay alone either. Um, this was a quick show. Yeah, finding Chip Kelly's not gonna change anything. The offense is not gonna go ahead and score 30 points next game. Far from that. They got Greg Olson now, who was a former offensive coordinator with us before, and he was an offensive coordinator, 2, 3 times. And my thing is this: if he's that good, then why no other teams hired him as offensive coordinator? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. But it is what it is. I say, like my boy Sanji said today, and I agree with him. You know what? We dealt with this guy. We had him before. Why is he here? Well, he's here for the quarterbacks. But let some of the young guys go out there and do it. Let them experiment. See what they can do. Because moving forward, this whole team and the coaching staff will have to change drastically. They can't go in next year with the same coaching staff and everything else because apparently I don't know what they were looking at, but what we saw didn't work. Not in the least bit.
Yeah, and for the most part, like I think what it is too is they don't want to give in because when they use the T word, right, the tank word, right. So like nobody wants to accept that this team is just that bad, right? That this is just the way it's going, and I think they're not trying to surrender and play the young guys because that's going to let us know. But little do they know, we already knew this thing was over a long time ago. So there's don't try to hide it from us. We already knew. You know what I'm saying? We knew this was a wash. So that's the thing. They need to just accept it. Just say, hey, stop with the whole compete thing. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. You know what I mean? But as far as how like you said, the rest of the season should be getting these young guys out there. Everybody that you drafted this year, let's see what they got. Let's see, let's see what kind of heat they can bring. See what kind of fire. Because obviously, if everybody else is not doing that well, somebody has to. That just is sad that if everyone sucks on our starters and we have nobody on the back burner ready to, what I'm saying, take someone's spot. Because as competitors, that's what it's about. Like, yeah, we're on the same team, but I'm here to take your spot. Like, my family has to eat. You know what I'm saying? So that's where like I just want to see that. I know, I mean, that's just sad that we don't have anybody on fire coming out of the back. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get in there and show and prove what they can do. Like you're welcome to the NFL moment to show, what you can do. And it just seems like we don't either there we have it and they're saving it because that's what I hear. Because remember all the hype they were giving us with JJ Pegas, Pagayas,
Peace,
or however you
peace,
said.
yeah,
Peace,
peace.
yeah, and Tonka, all they were. Oh man, these guys are turning heads and all this, and then all of a sudden now they're not ready. But now you're saying they're not ready. So I mean, come on, don't lie. Either somebody was lying to us, you know what I mean? Like tell us the truth. Don't play us, man. We know this team more than they do. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is a one and done. You just come, test your luck, see if you could change the franchise, and then I mean you only got a year to do it. So yeah, hey, just accept the contract, and then hey, after a year they're gonna get rid of you anyway. It's
The
just
thing is,
crazy.
the thing is, 16 weeks, not not playing football, but OTAs and practice and all that stuff. You gonna tell me the guy's not ready? You know who fault that is? That's the coaching staff's fault. It's not the guys, the actual players. It's that coaching staff. Like your job is in your title, coach. Coach these guys up. If you see something, if they make a mistake, okay, teach them something. The reason I heard that Roger didn't get a game because he made a mistake in practice. Okay, fix it and put him in the game. That's your job. That's what you get paid to do. Coach him up. See what he's doing wrong. Tell him like, you know what, next time do it this way and see if that works better. But oh no, he made a mistake. He made a mistake in practice, so he's not playing. Well, from what I saw, what everybody in the nation saw, the whole line made a mistake. So none of them guys should have been playing, right? But no. Mm. Anyway, we shout out to you guys that just came in. Who just came in? Hey, Mobile, what's up? Jack Kennedy, I hollered at you. Jack Kennedy, happy Thanksgiving. You guys make sure you have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. It's coming up. Let's see. Somebody said $100. I don't know what for. You gonna give us $100? I'll take it. I can use it.
Hey,
Um, are you afraid of Cowboys? Well, we already played. Why were you afraid of them? That's funny.
no,
Let's see
yeah,
those
never.
pigs. What's up, pigs? Uninterested in this team. I got, yeah. And I like what Brandon Simple said. Greg Owens hasn't been with us so much, we should retire his number. Pretty much. Um,
Yeah, I like Greg. He's all right.
boy, Seller Raider. Raiders 76, Chargers 13. What universe that's going to be? Not this universe, because unless you're in an alternate universe, taking that red pill, blue pill. But I can see the 6-13, but I can't see the 76-13.
Yeah,
No
we
way.
gotta
Ain't
stop.
no way. Ain't no way.
We
Ain't
got
no way.
we gotta stop it, guys. It's over. This one's
I
over.
know he's joking. He's joking. But yeah, we're still thinking that happened. That'd be a miracle on 34th Avenue, 34th Street, wherever that is. That Christmas movie. Yeah. But so Chip, I didn't think Chip Cousins gonna be the scapegoat, but he was. Pete Carroll trying to save face as the offense fault. No, it's your fault for letting your son run the offensive line. Because I don't have the comments up. I was watching Sanji, go check him out. He said that what's that guy named Cognito and Lincoln Kennedy has something to say about that. He said
Yeah,
pretty much in a nutshell, they're pretty awful. The line was awful. Bad technique, bad footwork, no communication. Yeah, you can see that. When a guy standing in line of scrimmage with his feet pointing outwards like he's pigeon toed or whatever, wall toe, I don't know what they call that when the toes go out the opposite way. Yeah, that's not a good balance. You're gonna get pushed back every time. So, like I said, you can blame Chip Kelly for some of the things on the offense, but you gotta blame a lot on the offensive line and their coaching because they're not coached up. And they draft some teams draft linemen between the third to the first. They automatically start or they get in there at one point in the season. We got six games left, And when I saw none of the rookie offensive linemen yet. Oh, they're not ready. Well, your job is to get them ready. You know, your job is to get them ready. Why not ready? That's your fault. So I I digress on that. Looking forward to the Chargers game. Chargers have a decent defensive line. Excuse me, I'm tongue tied today. Defensive line. I can't say it's as good as Cleveland. I don't think it is. I think they're one of the tops, but they will get a Raiders trouble. Anybody will. I don't care what team it is. You can bring in let's see here. You can bring in Mercer State, the college D1 D2 college team. They'll probably beat the Raiders on the line. I that looked that bad to me. You there, Jason? You blacked out.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. No, I was checking something for basically online where what is thanks Jack too. Appreciate that. Yeah, what's the average O line weight? You know what I mean, of the NFL team. And it says anywhere from 310 to 325. And we are 307.
So we're
307
not,
are yeah, we're not even
they ain't making weight.
nah. As I said, we're getting pushed around. We just don't have the size. And then most of these guys, like practice squad players, you know what I'm saying? Like they're UDFAs. No, they're not like top 3, not top 10 picks or anything like that. It's just pretty much our O line should be the practice squad at the very least. And these should be this. How they said, get rid of this whole line. I mean, we're still gonna need depth, on this O line. So like, I consider everybody on that O line depth. Like they'll be good. I mean, I don't know about good backups, but they'll be backups. But we need to find starters. That's the key. Yeah, we need them too. Let's not get rid of everybody because at least they've been in there, and we'll just have them on that back end. But we need starters. We definitely need starters. Like I'm okay with keeping them in the back, just in case someone gets hurt. Kappa's got to go. Meredith, I think, should be, either backup guard or
Backup.
something like that.
You can stay. He can be a backup, but not a starter. I'm gonna say something. Lincoln Kennedy said. He said that 3 out of 5 offensive linemen will never start for another team.
Mm-hmm. Just us. We're the only ones that make third and fourth string players starters. And it's just the way it is. Like we're the type of franchise where we just plug and play. We don't care, where you came from, all this kind of stuff. We just, hey, we need someone at this position. We got this amount of money for you. Will you come in here a year, maybe 2? Okay, cool. And most of the time it's a year, if 2 at the longest. That's what's crazy too. You see how many 1-year deals we have, like you were saying last time. We got like 20 something free agents to either not coming back or and that's gonna be crazy. And it's just the same cycle. And then what we'll do, like we do always, we'll sign some big name free agent that everyone's been wanting for a while, probably like a Ramsey or something crazy. Just someone that just to get the nation hyped again and to get us excited. And then they'll do the same flea market shopping, put together a little defense. We got Gino rolling back out again. Like I said, as long as Pete's here, Gino's gonna be here. So I don't see, even if AOC comes back full force, that's Pete's guy. Gino Smith is his guy. So, and then plus for the money, you know what I'm saying, it would be a waste to get him. He does have a strong arm. He has a stronger arm, I feel, than AOC. I'm trying to get him in some credit for what he can do well, but it's the chemistry. It's it all runs together because the O line doesn't give him enough time to get a rhythm, and that's what I'm blaming this on rhythm with Gino. He's making mistakes, but the reason he's making these mistakes is he's rushed, and it's the line. Like he feels like at every moment. I mean, look at 10 sacks. It probably could have been 20. At some point, But it's just he has no time. When he thinks he's going to have time, he'll get sacked. Because like say the play before, they blocked good enough for him to get a ball off. Like okay, and then when you expect at least that, if you guys could just hold up like 2.5 seconds, just let me get that, and then it's like 1 second. So it just he has no rhythm to kind of because all those balls to Trey Tucker is all rhythm. He does not feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying that's kind of what it is. Like he hasn't he doesn't have that comfortable pocket where he could just sit there and just do his thing, like slanging. It's and then just drastic decisions. So and when you're only on the field for like 4 to 6 plays, it's hard to get a rhythm. So
Yeah. Well, when you get sacked 3, 4 times a game early, it's been in the back of your head. It's like you hear footsteps coming all the time. So he has to rush and try to get a quick pass off because a lot of his passes were he was almost dump off passes, like just get the ball, get rid of the ball so you won't get hit. I get that, but you have to establish something in the beginning. We did not establish a run game, so with this play action pass from the shotgun made no sense. That's why about Chip Kelly says, "Man, dude, that's not working. Get out of here." Maybe in college it might work, but not here. If you don't have a run game, which they couldn't establish because the line couldn't block, everything else not going, nothing else going to work. Because, like I said, the defense is going to sit there and say, "Yeah, they're not going to run because they can't." So
yeah.
they're just waiting for the pass, especially line up in shotgun 90% of the time. Normally it's a pass, or hand off Genty, and Genty gets -2 yards or barely get back to the line of scrimmage. So you know, predictability, yeah, of course it's because they can't run. You know, if I knew exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, I'm gonna be ready for it, but I don't. It's just ridiculous. Like I said, find Chip Kelly, he's not going to solve the problem, like you said. It's still be the same old line, and it's the same playbook too. They're not going to change the playbook right away. Maybe Olsen will probably mix it up a little more, but Greg Olsen reminded everybody he liked to pass when he liked to run, so that's not going to change. He prefer a passing offense instead of a running offense. So it's going to be really ugly again because you got the Chargers. Actually, the next games we have against all good defenses, and so it's not going to get any better. It's going to get even worse. Especially if you play the Texans, that game might be they might get 20 sacks in a game.
Yeah, they're gonna send pressure for sure. Gene, I mean, but I mean, really, they don't even have to blitz us because I mean,
No,
our whole their front four can give us all the trouble that we can handle.
unless they change the offensive line within the next couple weeks, but I don't like they will
Yeah.
because Ben and
Did you?
Carroll like go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you see how Cleveland? Well, I was gonna say so two things. One, did you see how Cleveland was running their two back system with Judkins and Sampson, like having them
Mm-hmm.
both back there, both as threats, and that's what I wanted for Mostert and Genty was like two, so you'd have two threats out there. You know what I mean? So that would take some of the pressure off Gino because if they come and try to sack him, he could just kick it out to his backs. You give him options to kind of get the ball off to. And then did you see how Dallas, when we played them, when they were running play action, they didn't even complete the fake, where you fake like you gave it to the back. He would just turn, bam, turn back to the field and get the ball off. Not even going through the full play action motion. You know what I mean? That's what we have to be quicker too. We can't be doing this like lackadaisical, fake, slow, fake. Everything has to be fast motion. Gino's got to put a little pep in that step too. Because I mean, if you know your line, you don't have time for all that dancing and all that. Get the ball off. Just get it off.
Yeah, but
Don't even go. Hmm?
Oh no, I said, but you notice when they did that play action, where was the quarterback? Under center.
Mm-hmm.
He was under the center doing that. He wasn't 7 steps back in the backfield. He was under the
Yeah.
center. Gino rarely went under the center. Maybe like I said, I'm not hoping. I'm not hoping for anything different. I am hoping for. I'm hoping something different, but it's not going to change too much if they can't get that offensive line together. Change the plays up, run different things, put Gino under center. You want to do a play action, put him on the center. See, that way, when he hike the ball, Gentry has a running start instead of taking off from dead start. Build speed up,
Mm-hmm.
so by the time he hit that line, if they miss him, he can keep going. You know, because from the shotgun, yeah, it's fine for a draw play, but not for a regular running play. Maybe, hopefully, Greg goes and say, you know what, if you're gonna do this, do it under center, and that way, like I said, Gentry can get a running start, or Moser can get a running start, and they can see the holes developing. Because you run from back there, by the time the ball gets back to you, as slow as Gino gets back to you, the hole's already shut, and you got nowhere to go.
KC runs this play where basically when they do that, like they'll do that, it's like a running back. What do you call that? It's a goodness where basically like he'll drop back and then the
Oh,
DNs
Frank,
will come,
how you doing?
and then he'll just kind of flick it to the back, and then the back will go toward up the middle, like towards the center, which is crazy. I forget what the hell the play's called. I'm blanking the name, but it's like a little quarterback flip. But like, yeah, the quarterback will hike it. Basically, he'll let the DNs kind of come towards him, kind of like a screen, but except you're just letting your running back just come pretty much through the middle, like a goodness, I can't think of the word for the play, but yeah, that he does that a lot when they're coming off hot. Especially he uses on us too. Like how Max comes off that corner hot, so he'll basically wait till Max gets around and then just flick it to the back and let Kareem Hunt or whoever it is kind of tear up the middle.
What's up, 805? Thanks for coming in. Um, well, they got to design some run plays, and I still say Gino, if they're gonna do running plays, but then you still you might tip the defense up, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, go on the center. Let when the ball's high, Jitty has a running start, or Moser, whoever's back there, have a running start, and then by the time the defense is ready to come in, maybe they can open a hole where Jitty can get 5 yards, not -2 or 2.9 yards. It's the same as last year. We didn't get no yards. You know,
What What do you feel about that center from Baltimore? He's supposed to be a free agent next year. Like I say, we just go after it, bro. Throw the money at him. That's one solid piece.
oh, they
You know
got a
what I
lot
mean?
of
That's
guys.
one.
They got a lot of guys
Yeah,
next year with free agents. They got a lot of old line they can go after. At the point, will they, or are they gonna spend the money? You gonna keep Kappa? They probably keep Meredith. You gonna keep Kappa and the rest of those guys not doing anything? I don't know. And like it's one guy on the team that I haven't seen him. I forgot he's still on the team. That's Dalton Wagner. He's still on the team. I haven't
yeah,
seen him at all on the field. I don't know what they keeping him for, but if they gonna keep him, might as well use him. You might as well use Grant. You might as well use Rogers. You might as well use the guys you got sitting on the shelf. Pull them out because they're collecting dust, not doing anything. But you gotta do something. This goes on again. It's gonna be the worst offensive line we have. Well, it is the worst offensive line I've seen in history for me personally. I've seen a lot of radio football, and this is the worst I've seen ever. So if Frank
yeah.
Weber want
And
a
it's
fullback, yeah, okay,
yeah. I kind of do too. Like because as bad as our line is, I mean, we can use all the help we can. And like I keep using it, but a lot of teams you do that where they have their back and then they kind of or they have their either fullback go out or as a starter as a wide receiver, and then they'll have them, they'll motion them in and then bring them in as a fullback. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that, man, just to switch things up. Just
absolutely.
so because you always want to spread them out because when you spread them out, They're going to put their DBs on people, or they're going to put linebackers players that
Well, give me a second.
pretty much.
Give me a second. Hey, salute Jay. We're cover 2, cover 3. You want to pop in and let me know. Send me a thumbs up. You want to help us with the cover 3 because it's kind of cover 2.5. Let me know.
She sleeps.
I don't mind.
Two
You
now.
can come in. Let me know if you can or want to come in and talk about it. So the off topic, just you like what we sent you?
Oh hell yeah! I was gonna say, did you see the picture? I was like, she was
No, I
asleep
didn't
when
get a
that.
chance to. I
Oh
get a chance
yeah, I
to.
was gonna say.
I'll look at it in a
We've
minute
been,
and probably send my wife. Yeah.
yeah, we've been playing
Um,
dress up 2 days now.
let's see. Let's see. Take a look while we're doing this. I'll go upside. Go what we were saying about the running backs, fullbacks and stuff. What's this?
Yeah. I just I feel for Genty, every time he gets the ball, basically they're already in the backfield. So at least the fullback will like free up at least one person where he can at least wiggle out of that and get maybe to the second level at least. Because I mean he has the skill. It's just our line just makes him look terrible. But he's a good back. It's the same thing. It's the consistency. I appreciate him not throwing the line under the bus, but we see it. We know what it is. And I just hope he stays patient and he just understands. I hope the coaches are talking to Genty too, and just letting them know, man, we see you. We definitely understand this will not continue next year. We thought this was going to be better this year, but it's not, and we apologize for that. But it will not go unfixed because it's just what do you expect him to do? You know, and it seems like we only have one running back. Most teams have three. You know what I'm saying? Like most teams have three running backs, but we don't. We're not on the field long enough to even give other backs a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just spreading the ball out. Our first downs, I forgot who that was that talked about that, but it was basically we can't be having plays that do nothing, like where it's just you're starting off 2nd and 10 because you just bombed it long at nothing. You know what I mean? Just 5 yards, 7 yards. Make it easy on Genty. If he can get 3 yards here, bam, that's a first down. You know what I mean? First and get 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Let him run twice. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get 3 yards in 2 plays. But it's just making it easy. And it's in that we're doing everything in reverse. We're running the ball on first down, letting them stop us for like -1 or 1 yard and stuff like that, then expecting us to get a 3rd and 7 or, 3rd and long when we're not making it easy on ourselves.
Yeah, they
So
don't.
that's
They
what
get behind the. They get behind the sticks. They get behind the sticks. First down play, you could get at least 4 to 5 yards. So 2nd down 6. Now you got options. You get a run again and get another 3 4 yards, make it 3rd and short, or you can throw a pass play something. When it's 2nd down and 11, 12, you pretty much got to pass it out. And defense, like I said, defense are very aware of that. So they need to start either you can throw on first down. I'm cool with that. All depends on what you're throwing. Not to like go for a 60-yard bomb unless it's that open that you have to throw it. But at least have to get not behind the sticks, but beyond the sticks. Get into a 2nd down and 5, 2nd down and 4, or 2nd down and 6. So you have something to play with. Then you have more options. But they don't have options. Once it's 2nd down and 10 and 12, pretty much you got to pass. And defense knows that. Then 3rd down, they're going to pass this 3rd down 12. Or get a holding penalty, it's 3rd and 20. And then we're going to run a draw. What? A draw play? You ain't fooling nobody with that. I mean, it has worked before in the past. I'm not going to say it don't work, but it has worked in the past before. But not with the Raiders, not with their blocking schemes.
Yeah. And I think it was talking about the center from the Ravens. I think it's Tyler Lindenbaum or whatever. No, just looking on him. Like I don't know if Baltimore's going to try to sign him back,
Oh, they will.
but I would just go and throw whatever it is, outbid him. Like I'll outbid him because we need a center. We need a true center. and then that would alleviate a lot. It's just having the center alone, like someone that's, I mean, and he's pretty much primed in the running game too with Lamar Jackson and that whole running scheme. So I mean, it should be a perfect fit. You know what I'm saying? For us to be able to push teams around and stuff like that. But yeah, I would just go there. I would be happy with that. If say off season comes, uh,
What's up,
if
Richard?
that's the first move, if that's the first move we make, would be happy with that. Like getting a true center, because then
Well,
JPJ can go back to what I'm saying, can be a trusted guard. You know what I mean? There's not the pressures of him having to do that. If Colton Miller comes back, we always say this, if he comes back healthy and all that kind of stuff, the line would be a lot different. We would just have to get another guard. There was a guy from, was it Pittsburgh? I looked at a couple. We'll check out on the pillaging show, but I have just some moves that we can make in free agency. So ahead of the draft, that will get this line back in shape.
well,
So we'll
they
do
got
that.
they got a lot of old line coming out next year out of college. Old line, excuse me, old linemen and linebackers. So we can go ahead and do it. I say this. I keep saying it. And I said before. We need to draft an old lineman who's been playing. I mean, old lineman, a center that's been playing center his whole career. Not a converted guard or converted tackle. He's been playing center since he played football. So that's what we need to do. You need to draft a center that has been playing for a center for his whole, pretty much, probably since Pop Warner or whatever high school. That's what he need to do. Now, will they do it? We don't know. But I tell you one thing: they cannot use this line ever again. And really, to make things think, they go ahead and just get a whole new offensive line coach, someone who's proven. Um, I say this. And we was talking about Tom Cable the other day. I said, yeah, bring Tom Cable back. I know he's an older guy right now. I said, bring him back. At least he knew what he was doing. You know. Um,
Yeah.
no, I guess microphone. Yep. Because Pete Carroll don't know what he's doing. And I know that's the next guy that the Raider Nation wanted on the chopping block. I think they wanted him first, but they took Chip Kelly instead. Because I'm not firing my son. You need to, because
Yeah.
it's not working out.
It's kind of the same thing though. Like, I mean, even if we fire him, the line is still the same. I mean, unless whoever the new coach is going to get new players, because I mean, there's, I mean, yeah, you could change techniques and all that, but I mean, they're still underweight. They're still not savages. They're going to get pushed around. They're not built like that. I mean, you could take the best coach in the world. Maybe he might get a little better, but they are who they are. So that's what I'm saying. There's no change that's gonna make us win 5 games in a row. Or
No,
what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
There's no magic. You know what I mean? So like I said, this season's a wash. And I mean, even getting them comfortable and get the only thing, like you said, is getting the rookies acclimated and getting them some experience is the only thing we can salvage from this season. When they talk
Yeah.
about salvage a season, that's all. That's all we can salvage is getting them some reps, getting them where they're not just wet behind the ears for next year. You know what I'm saying? They at least had some experience, and then this is a perfect time. You're going against good teams now, so I
Put
mean, this is the best time to compete right now.
yeah, put him up there with a good defensive line. Let him learn. Although I was saying I get
Mm-hmm.
another a line coach. I mean, not to say this year. This year's a wash, like you said. We all see it. I'm saying, well, get somebody there to develop these kids, to teach them the right technique, because football is 90%, 10% the physical and 90% mental. Because you still got to use your brain to play. You got to have the right techniques. Where you put your hands, where you put your feet at. Where you stepping at. It's all kind of stuff. It's not just standing up there and blocking. You can be 400 pounds and you can't block for shit because somebody can just go around you. But if you know how to step to the right, step to the left, how to step back and step forward, that helps out a lot. But if you don't know how to do that stuff, you can stand flat footed, somebody can push you down. Because 400 pounds, these guys been pressing 500-600 pounds. They can push you down. So it's a technique they have to learn, develop. And I still want to know
Yeah.
what Rodgers did in practice instead for him not to start. He made a mistake in practice. Did he make one mistake or did he make several mistakes? And like I said, that falls on the coaches, all of them.
Yeah. I want to see who is really terrorizing out there that's giving this offensive line so much trouble. You know what I mean? Because I mean, is it like we were saying last time? I think was it Max Crosby tearing that side? You know, but I'm like, who on our defense is causing that much trouble that our guys on the offensive line look like crap? You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to know. Because I mean,
Well, we do
these are
got
the guys.
defense. We do have
Yeah,
a decent defensive line. I mean, they're not tearing the roof off by any means, but they're decent. I mean, they're pretty good. I mean, you know, I'd say a couple of those guys can start for other teams. Booker, Butler. I'm not counting Max Crosby. I'm talking on actually the interior. They can start for somewhere else and play, but still, still in all, you have to get these guys ready to play. Coming out of college, they already know how to play. They know how to play the position, but the college looked a lot different than the NFL. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster, and they have more technique than college guys do.
I think that was Lincoln Kennedy, or that was Incognito that was saying like the only thing about drafting a lineman is it's going to take them at least a year or more to for experience, for size, for strength. You know what I mean? And they usually don't do too well. And I kind of agree with that too, as far as the developing. Because remember with the Leatherwoods, all the people we tried to kind of develop kind of didn't work, and we don't have the patience enough to that's like, oh, that's one of the things we don't have we don't take the time to develop, because we're always in, let's win now, let's play, when it's just develop for the future. We're done with one playoff trip and then we don't go again for 7 years or 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want consistency. So if you're bringing people in, don't just do it because you're just like, oh, well, we need a tackle, but all the good ones are gone. So, but damn it, this is the next tackle. He's not that good, but we need a tackle though. So let's just take a tackle. No, take the best player. If we missed out on tackle, oh well, that's do better next time. But draft the best player. We have plenty of needs. Just keep drafting good players. Because I get sick of that, like, where we just draft because we need it. Because I thought Glaze was going to be like that too, because we took Glaze because he was the tackle that was available after everybody was gone, but then he ended up working out a little bit so
Yeah,
far.
just yeah, he took a back step. And like I said, that probably had to do a lot of coaching because he looked very good last year, and I thought he looked good this year. But I think it's a line coach. I don't know. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but offensive line was not that good last year. We was okay in some games, but this year's even worse. How did we take a step back? Basically, we got most of the same players except for we added two guys, Kappa and Forsythe. Now, how did we take a step back? I know Coleman was hurt. Yeah, he was hurt last year, the year before that. But we still managed to survive some games. We didn't win a lot of games, but we managed to survive. The quarterback was upright. He wasn't sitting on his butt. We never allowed 10 sacks in the game. You know, so I figure out how do we progress backwards with pretty much the same players. It's that line coach. It's the schemes they're running. These guys are not adept to run these type of schemes they're running, from the offensive play call to the offensive line. A lot of times I look at the offensive line, like they're confused out there. Which one to block? Who do I block? It's called communications. The center supposed to tell you and point your assignments. Yeah, Roshan, like I said, it's the coaching. It's the coaching. You know, let's see.
It,
Raiders
there'll
should
be
pick the
there'll
best
be
player they
plenty
need.
of time.
Yeah, yeah, well, of
Mm.
course. Everybody says draft a quarterback. It's not going to do any good. I mean, for the future, yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead, draft a quarterback. Do not put him out there with this offensive line. Unless you draft some offensive line and free agency and all that stuff and you get a good, decent offensive line, okay, then that's different. But if you're going to put him out there with this offensive line, you're going to ruin the whole man's career. He's going to be shell shocked. He's like, I'm not playing out there. Who will want to play out there?
Yeah, we're gonna have to start drafting our defense, or pretty much getting all of our defensive players from the draft now. Because like it just like if we do draft a quarterback, we have Gino to play this this contract out. Once that's done, then we can move forward. But we just need to pull the trigger on that to get the quarterback in the building, just in case Gino breaks his leg or some crazy, where we need a future quarterback in the building, and just in case anything. But I mean, at least so we can be okay for 3 years with that new quarterback, and giving that a chance for us to fill out the rest of this team. Like getting us pretty much the line. The line should be the number one thing. I don't care if we don't add nobody else. If as long as we if it's oh, we brought in a tackle, we brought in a center, brought in a guard, I'd be like keep it coming, keep it coming.
As far as the
Because
offense,
nothing.
oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, John.
Mm. Oh no, you're good.
As far as the offense, we have weapons. Not a whole lot, but we have weapons. We have a tight end. We have a running back. We have a decent receiver. Tucker's doing well when he can. Uh, this Besh and Thornton haven't showed up yet. Maybe it probably take a year for them to actually get right, and maybe another offensive coordinator that can get them in the right position to make catches. Um, so it's not that. It's the line on the offensive side that we need. We could draft another receiver, maybe another running back, another running back. Maybe we can do that. Pick one up. Tight ends. I say we go after another tight end later. I'm not putting anything down on Mayers. So Myers gone now. On Mayers because he's in the game to help block, so he couldn't get on the field and make catches. I think he had one attempt, and that was it. So he had to stay back to block most of the time. But you probably get another tight end, maybe in the later rounds. But the offense is not bad. You can add a couple more pieces in there, but the only desperate thing in the offense is that offensive line. Draft a center, a tackle, and a guard. Let's see. I didn't check the draft. Let me check the draft order. Hold on. That's a good question. 'Cause I know we moved up.
I think we're fifth. I thought we were gonna be fourth, but we got fifth.
Oh, we was fifth last week. Last week, wasn't he? Or was it six?
No, yeah, we were six. Yeah, but then
Well,
like I said, we play the Giants, so that'll solve itself. And
John's
then
probably be up too.
oh, you said might.
No, I
Shoot.
said it will. If I said it probably
Oh
will.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we're stuck at number 5.
yeah.
Why
But
I
then
say
we
we're
play the
stuck.
Giants, and then the Giants play. I think it's the Titans and the Saints or something like that. Where basically, oh no, the Titans play the Saints and the Jets. I think it is. Or no, the Browns and the or was it Browns and the Saints.
Well,
So basically,
now you
either
look at it,
will
now you look at it. If the Raiders don't win another game, we have a top 5 pick. So it is what it
yeah.
is.
Well, we can actually get two because I was gonna say if the Titans are the only ones that really could just bomb the rest of the season without getting wins because Cleveland, um, they play them, and then the Jets play somebody else, and then so basically we'll be two probably at best unless the Titans can win one of those games against the Saints and the Browns. Then we got action. at that number one. But yeah, I see that the best two, unless the Titans lose. I mean, unless they
Uh,
win. I mean,
well, one way or the other, I don't see us winning out this season, win out these last 6 games. I don't see it unless we get lucky. But it's not. We'll probably be in the top five. No lower than six. I'm trying to see the draft order. Well, I'm sorry. But according to info.com, we're at number four.
oh, we are at four.
Well,
Oh, see, yesterday we were at five.
yeah, well, it's updated. So we're number four. We got the fourth pick. Saints behind us, but with the
Okay.
fifth pick. Then the Browns with the
And then
sixth.
the Saints and the Browns play the Titans. So either way, we're gonna shake to like two. Like I say, two at the very one. We could get one, but the Titans aren't letting that go. They're not letting go of that number one spot.
Well,
So I was gonna
if
say, because
they
see
win
all
next
their games, they've been putting up field goals.
if they win a couple games, we still can get it. But then we did beat them, so I don't know. It really don't
Yeah.
matter who's there. The Bears got like they ran out in four. And like I said, people say tank. That well, they don't have tank. They're that sorry. I don't know if this was a plan. They want to do this anyway. Because remember, Spytek said he came in late. He had to hurry up and catch up. So he really couldn't do all this research. We still had the old scouting staff from prior regime. We still had a lot of things that he knows. So, but now we got Brandon Hunt, who came from Philadelphia, who helped build that team. Now Spytek has seen enough. He saw what the Raiders doing. And like I said, remember, this is his first year being an actual GM instead of being an assistant GM. So he knows how the game works. So now he sees what we need. He's, I'm sure Brady and Rich Seymour's in his ear. But yeah, we're pretty bad. We need things, and I'm sure that he's looking into that stuff. I'm sure I know Hunt out there looking right now. I know Hunt's like not even home for Thanksgiving. Well, he's probably home. Just kidding. You do your thing, Brandon Hunt. He's out there probably scouting his butt off. He's out there looking like we know we need offensive line. Know that. Everybody knows that. He's probably out there right now scouting some of these upcoming free agents. There's a lot of free agent offensive line guys coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just the thing. It's two things. They're a free agent from their team. If the team don't sign them, they have a choice to go where they want to. Do they want to come here? You can throw all the money you want to
My,
some of these guys. You can throw money all you want to some of these guys. Sometimes some players have been known to take pay cuts to stay with a certain team or go to another team. Do they want to come here and mess up their career, especially if they're young? If they're older, maybe not so much. But they're young, like this, they 27 and 28, 29. They might not want to come here to finish their career out, no matter how much money you offer to them. That's the thing to
yeah,
worry about.
but you know how it be
What's
if
up,
they throw
Faith?
money. Because like for a person that like say on another team you wouldn't start, you'd be like third string, maybe second. But on our team you would be a starter and you get money. So you know what I'm saying like that. We win like that every time because we got the. That's the thing. We got the money. We just throw it in all the wrong directions. But the thing is, all we need to do is just get the pieces that we need. Like if we gotta outbid another team, because F what they trying to do, we trying to get this line straight. So like I figure we just throw money because we've done it before in worse situations. So I'd rather just throw money at this offensive line. Three positions,
Let me,
for center, tackle, guard.
let me address Richard right quick. This popped up. Richard, we're picking number four. Now, the teams in front of us, the Titans, they got their quarterback already. Giants, they got their quarterback already. Only team that don't have a quarterback is the Jets. They're front. They're over there. They're above us. Then it comes us. We're number four. So
Yeah.
there are a few quarterbacks out there. If you decide to go quarterback in the first round, we're able to get because the other two teams have their quarterback. Only person that don't have is the Jets because they shit can Justin Fields and they did him dirty. But hey, that's the way it goes. Um,
Yeah.
so they have the
Titans
quarterback.
are the
They have the quarterbacks for the future. Cam Ward and Jackson Dart. They have the quarterbacks for the future. So they don't need to
yeah.
waste a pick on a quarterback. They'll probably pick something else to need what they need.
But they need a lineman. That's the only thing with Tennessee because they need line too. And so whoever the best lineman is, they'll probably go that direction because, like you said, they have a quarterback. They got pretty much a lot of things except for O line. They're pretty much like us, except they have a quarterback. They have a future quarterback. But yeah, their line is crap. So whatever the best lineman will probably be what they're trying to get. So that's why I say I just want us to get the positioning. So if anybody wants anything, we could trade. We could trade out of it and get a first round for this year, next year, all that because we need help.
See, it says it right there. Biggest needs Titans either edge, cornerback, wide receiver, interior lineman, and defensive lineman. That's what our team needs. So those are players
Yeah,
that those guys can go after. I
yeah,
don't know why you're talking about draft so early. The season ain't over with, but might as well be. Then Giants,
yeah.
the same thing. Interior lineman, wide receiver, cornerback, offensive tackle, and linebacker. So they're not going for a quarterback because they got their guy.
Hmm.
And it was like I said, then it's just quarterback, first thing on the list. Cornerback, wide receiver, defensive lineman. And what the Raiders need?
Everything.
Quarterback,
Pieces.
cornerback, edge, wide receiver, linebacker. Pretty much we need a whole new team.
Yeah.
So
You know what's
uh,
dangerous about those teams though that don't need quarterbacks? That means that they'll take trade bait. You know what I mean? That's why I want that positioning. You know what I mean? Because like the teams that don't need quarterbacks, they're not so desperate. So they're like, hey, we could trade down and then still, what I'm saying, get the piece that we want and get extra picks. And that's where I want us to benefit from those. Because that's how Houston eventually got better. That's how Philly got better. That's how the Lions got better, getting them extra picks.
yeah, there's some teams that need quarterbacks, but not dire need. Pittsburgh going to need a quarterback next year because Rodgers not going to be there. But like I said, they can trade up. They can trade a farm for it. Do what they got to do. But oops. But let's see. Sorry guys, I ignored you guys. Hey, salute Mario. I was looking at that. Fades. Do you think ownership actually cares about winning? Yeah, they care about winning. Why wouldn't they? Brady does. He's on. He's on. He didn't put his money into this team to lose money. He came to make money.
I get what he means though, because it is confusing. Because like, remember when McDaniel's was here? We had that bomb, terrible season where we're losing, 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 and then we're like, okay, what's going on? Oh, like, okay, well, maybe this is the team knows what they're doing. They're trying to get us the quarterback and whatever, and then all of a sudden we win games at the end. That's what I'm saying. It's confusing. That's why it looks like nobody knows what they're doing because we want to say that we're not this bad, but we are this bad. And the thing with us, like how many? I forgot how many we lost in a row this year. Was it 5 or 4, something like that? 5, give or take. But it's been bad, man. Like, and we got to stop requesting things that is not going to help us. Like we got to stay focused. Like as far as because remember I was talking about the running back and all this kind of stuff. We got to protect the running back we got for now. I like Jeremiah Love, but I would love for us to get our running back some help first.
I don't have
And the
that much
most
faith,
thing I
Richard. Oh, I'm sorry.
hmm?
I thought you were done.
Oh no,
I was, Richard, I don't have that much
you,
faith in those to win some games. I don't have faith in that because the team is still the exact same they were before they fired Chip Kelly. So I don't need faith in that. But if you say so, well, we'll see. But maybe I'll just go in and just play the rookies and let the season run its course. Here we go. So you, Jason. Jason, I remember those days of putting your little one to sleep. I do miss it, so enjoy these times. That was pretty nice
yeah,
first set. Awesome, dude.
appreciate you,
Um,
brother. Thank you.
I gotta say, I don't have faith in that. I don't have faith Olsen can pull his team together. because it's the same thing. Like I said, like Jason said before, these guys are small, light, everything, and they can't put on 50 pounds in 1 week. Well, they could, but I don't recommend it because it's not good for your heart. They can't put on 20 some pounds in a week. Boxers do, but they don't work this different story. But they don't put 20 pounds on, they put like 5 pounds on. But I don't see them getting any bigger, faster, stronger within 1 week.
Mhm.
In that case, they should have been doing that earlier in the season.
That part. Yeah, and Pete seemed like he was surprised at the whole timing of the Chip Kelly firing too. Because they were like, why would you do, when they were asking him questions like, why would you do this late in the season? Meaning that it doesn't mean. He said, yeah, I was a little confused at that too. Like of what that, because really, what does that do? I mean, it's that I feel like they do that when they're listening to us, and then they do that just to get us to either buy tickets or whatever it is, because it's like common sense says nothing's going to change. Like, if anything, we went from having a good coordinator. Because see, that's the thing. It's not like he was crap. It's just he would not adjust to the needs of this team. He was stubborn trying to make it work. And the thing is, with what we have, he was scheming up some plays. Like there were some plays that were wide open, and we draw balls. Gino couldn't connect. So I mean, it's hit or miss. Like it's not like he was 100%. Because I mean, I could spread this blame, around. Because yeah, it's him not shortening the plays, adjusting to help his quarterback, always giving his quarterback an out. No, he doesn't do that. But sometimes he schemes up people wide open, and we either drop the ball or he overthrows them. You know what I'm saying? So it's can't blame it all on Chip. I mean, Chip, yeah, he played his part in it. Definitely, I'd say 25% of the blame definitely on Chip.
I get
But
more
I
than
can't
that.
say
I'll get
we
more.
lost all the games because of Chip.
I'll get more than 25%. I'll tell you that right now. But the thing is that we'll see. Olsen will use Genty more. Olsen's pretty much a passing style offensive coordinator, so he maybe should, but we'll see how it plays out. Most are getting more plays too. He should be in the game more often than what he is. Not just stay back there blocking. He's still fast. He still can use that speed. What's I'm gonna say? I was trying. I thought I lost it. Anyway, um, it's not gonna change that much. It could be a little more wrinkles in there. It's gonna be a little different. But like I said, if they don't change the offensive line, then nothing's gonna change. It has to come down to that. Oh yeah, and Pete Carroll being surprised at Chip getting fired. Are you really? Because I think you're a little nervous that they're gonna fire you next.
Mm-hmm.
You
He's like
know,
better him than me.
because
He's
the
like
one thing Chip, like I said, Chip Kelly was stubborn in his ways. He has his in things, and a lot of players didn't really still don't like him. They don't come out and say it. They probably say after in a couple of years when they not on his team anymore or retired or whatever. Because I said some of the Philadelphia Eagle players said like this guy was a jerk. Come out and said that. So we got to see what happens. Maybe the locker room is probably a little better now. Maybe they feel like more relaxed. You know, like we talked on Monday that maybe that clouds lifted up off over their head. Where like, now can we go out there and play football? Type thing. Without worry about Chip Kelly saying no, don't do that no more. Like he was harassing Genty about his stance. That right there was like, okay, we start off like that now. You don't tell a man how to have a stance in NFL when he did really well like that in college. When he stood up, what they call it, Michael Myers stance. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boogeyman.
And Michael Myers, when he's like that, when he started doing that, he had a good game. That was against Chicago. So it's not the stance now. Now it's the blocking and running out of shotgun. Get Genty, get on the center, get Genty to run and start so he can see which way to go. By the time he hand off, like I said, by the time he hand the ball to him, the defense already in the backfield. Yeah, they
And
probably
then
will.
you seen Thornton got in there. Thornton got but it's like we get him some short. I think he had like a 14-yard catch, and then we try something deep. It's like we got to get him, just spread him, around the field. Get him them 14, 15-yard, 20-yard passes. Stop going for everything, and getting nothing. And
I
then the
think
thing to Tucker, man, that was frustrating because he had Tucker a couple
he was
times, at least
beat.
3 times.
Get that guy beat by
Yeah,
3 yards and Gino overthrew the ball. Like, god damn, man. Really?
that's that's got to get better. That has to get better.
Yeah, I think Olsen's going to play more Besh, more Moser, more Thornton than Kelly did. I think he's going to mix it
Mhm.
up. He's going to look at, he knows the playbook. He knows, what they're there. I think he's going to mix it up a little bit. Right now, they're probably doing it in practice. Like, yeah, you're going to see more game time. Let them get out there. Let them learn. Let them get developed. Hopefully, he was to make a decision that, yeah, Rogers, go out there. Kappa, sit your ass down. Go drink some Geritol with Pete because you're not doing us any favors.
Yeah, the play on the field and what they say in the press conferences, they don't match. They don't go together.
No.
Like we see just terrible everything, and then we hear from them that hey, we're gonna compete. We're out here, doing the best. Gino's playing great. I mean, when does it end?
Gino never
When
played
does
this
it end?
bad career. Yeah, he has. He played like that in the Jets his first year. That's why he let him go. Yeah, anyway. So you guys, it's gonna be a short show because I think Amara's asleep now. I'm not gonna stay on too long tonight. Just a little quick thing. In the chat, tell me how you feel about Gino's firing. Uh, yay or nay? Anybody like it or not? Because
I
I
I like it
fire.
because he just seemed like yeah, I like it. He just didn't seem like a fit. Like what we do. It just I want us to get away from. Somebody else was talking about that. That could have been them too. Where they were talking about just when you went into the stadiums, like there was a fear. You know what I mean? Like, and it sometimes wasn't always football related, but it was just a certain presence, and then you could just see that we're not even in control in our own arena. I mean, people are talking bad about us, and it used to not be like that. Like at Oakland, LA,
Mm.
you'd watch your words. You'd watch your words when you're in that
Oh no,
stadium. You
you couldn't go to Oakland Coliseum or LA Coliseum talking that madness because you might not make it out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
I know they said the league is different now. They're trying to get away from, but I mean that was our identity. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just the mystique of the Raiders and just how it was just different. We need to get back to that. We're kind of corporate now. We're the corporate Raiders, and we need to get back to that nastiness. Where
yeah,
it's not the nice guys. We're not the nice guys. Because someone made a comment about the flipping off, Gino flipping the crowd off. Someone was
yeah,
like, "Damn, the Raiders sure have gone soft when they're worried about people flipping the bird at them." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Damn,"
No,
but I got the point of it, but I was like, "Damn, that is kind of true." Because I mean, I've been at Raider games. I remember Donald Hollis, quarterback Donald Hollis. I've never seen nobody talk about their own team player like that, their own quarterback like Donald Hollis. I mean,
mm,
you would swear he was on the other team. But you know what I'm saying? But it's just how it is. Like Raider Nation will let you know. If you're balling, we'll let you know you're balling. But if you're not, we will let you know. And it's just we need to get back to that where our home is our home. However that takes of us, just controlling and just setting the tone in our own house. Because like people aren't gonna just be talking crazy about us. I mean, yeah, our team is terrible right now, but it's our terrible team. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we need to get back to protecting our house and running these people out of our stadium because this is it is what it is, and it starts in the. I mean, it doesn't start on the field, so obviously it starts in the stands. So it starts with the nation. Nation just making noise and just being that force, being that just ruthless force, and maybe that can get our team back on track. You know.
Gino's not going to suspend him. It ain't the first time he done that. He did that in Seattle too. So it ain't going to suspend him. No, but I don't know. He's flipping off the Browns fan. I don't think he's flipping off the Raider fan. I think he's flipping off the Browns. Well, doesn't matter who he's flipped off. He should be a little more mature about that because right now, Gino to me is a big ass baby. Right now.
Mhm.
So his boy said he loved the firing. I say fine if I wanted to say it anyway. Um, on a silver platter, fine, but it's not gonna change anything. Like I said, everything's not Chip Kelly's fault, but he did make some bad calls, and I don't think he schemed the players to their capabilities of what they can do. Because you got to make players, you got to scheme a certain play to their best abilities. You got the speed guy, so okay, use him in speed routes. You got a guy who's good at slants and curls. They make him do scheme plays for that. Gentry runs better outside than inside. He proved that at Boise State. Have plays from the run outside instead of trying to run up the middle all the time. You know. And I heard something that reason why Chip Kelly didn't run Gentry like what he should have been running, and the plays he called for him were always up the middle, is because here's what happened. The Kelly wanted Genty in the conventional down on the ground, running back pose. He wanted to do that instead of stand like Frankenstein. Genty didn't want to do that. I don't have any inside source. I'm just an average fan like everybody else is. I heard from a couple people saying that Genty went over his head to Pete Carroll right before the Chicago game. Can I get back to my normal stance? Pete Carroll said, yeah, go ahead. Went over Chip Kelly's head. And Chip Kelly didn't like that. So that could be a reason why Genty don't get the ball that much. Not the fact that he couldn't run, but anytime you run a football, it could be a chance that you can get an opening and break it. You gotta keep doing it. Solving the defense up. He said after 6 runs, hey, Steen ain't run no more. We'll throw you the
Yeah.
ball.
Now that makes sense. Like that would because the stuff that goes on, and the many times we asked her, wait, why not, and why are they not running? Now that makes more logical sense, even though it's silly, but it makes more logical sense of why they're not running. Because it seems like after every big pass, you try to go for another pass and get nothing instead of running the ball. Like settle down, slow the game down a little bit, and then just run the ball, figure out the next pass play. Just kind of in between. Like you make a good play, okay, now let's run the ball, slow it down. And then,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But it's like, well, we got this one. Let's just go for another one. Let's go all or nothing. It just has to be organized. It just looks like we don't know what the hell's going on.
I
And that
agree.
might,
Mhm. I'm
go ahead.
sorry. Just go ahead. I agree with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I said that might change. Like I said with Greg, Greg's been around here for a while, so he's seen some good offenses, even though we don't have Derek Carr this time. So I mean, it's just I think he's just going to be able to. It's going to be like you said, a lot of tight ends, a lot of pretty much keeping it simple, dump downs, just a regular offense.
All right. All right. Any final thoughts? I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Let you get some rest. While you get some rest while you can, while she sleep. I know what that is. Remember those days
Man,
when the baby goes to sleep? I'm taking me a nap too.
that
Any
part.
final thoughts?
Yeah. F them Chargers, man. We coming.
Yeah, well, they play in
Going
LA,
back to Cali.
so we'll see if we can get that win. But like I said, do we need to win? I stay number 4 and use that and make some other picks. All right. Well, with that being said, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. It's a little short one tonight. Um, so big news that Chip Kelly's gone. Now Greg Olson is the offensive coordinator. We'll see how that works out. We're right currently sitting at number 4 in the draft order. So we'll see how that plays out towards the end of the season. Next game is with the Los Angeles Chargers. I almost call them San Diego. I still call them San Diego Chargers. I don't know why, but this is a habit. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, at in LA. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe buttons, your notifications, and tell your people about us, man. My name is Chris Ford Raiders, as you well know, and my main man over there is Raider Nation Jason. Go ahead and you know help us out. And also, I won't see you until Friday, maybe Friday night. I don't know. I'm gonna be on. I don't know. I'm gonna be in town or not in time for that. With Jeff. I don't know for our pull up. So other than that, guys, enjoy your Thanksgiving dinners with your family and friends. Be safe. You know, make sure that you don't get out there and get too happy and go driving with yourself. I know size. A friend of mine a long time ago got killed by a drunk driver because of that ride for Thanksgiving. I don't want to say that happen to anybody. Either you cause it or you in it. So make sure you be safe and happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, go Raiders.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Go Squad.
Now I'm in the spot where I wanna be. Got on the knees, I'm the boss, got on the knees. You know you a wanna be. On my way, you know